Hi, today I am going to talk to you about how to apply for a paint booth permit by rule in Easy Air. When you first log in, you'll see this dashboard page. There are two ways to apply for a paint booth permit by rule. You'll have to start a new submittal, and the first way of doing that is apply for a new submittal. And it's this button here, or you'll have to go up to the top, hover over the submittal tab, down will drop the down box, and the top one, start a new submittal. Well, here, click on that one, please. This page will open up the submittal type list of submittals that are submittal types that are associated with your account. Select the construction paint booth permit by rule by hitting start. A new application for a paint booth permit by rule. There's a few things I want to make you aware of before we get started. First one is save. This is very important in the system. Please save your work after you've completed it. The next one is this wizard panel on the left-hand side. You can skip through different pages of the application as you wish, and go back to other ones as you need to on this left-hand side, just by clicking on which page you'd like to skip to. And the third is the red stars are required. So anything that has a red star by it is required for to pass validation. This first page is talking about your facility's eligibility for the permit by rule. To be eligible for it, you must meet all applicable requirements in 567 Iowa Administrative Code Subrule 22.81. And you must certify that your facility currently is, will be, or is exempt from niche shafts 6H, the miscellaneous surface coating operations at area sources, or NESAP 6X, metal fabrication and finishing area source. So you'll need to certify that you have read the statement by clicking this box, hit save, and then next. Next, we'll open up the facility contact information page. This has been pre-populated by the web browser I'm using, so you'll have to actually fill out contact's first name, last name, phone number, email, and the contact address. And then also check if permit contact is the responsible official. If it is, click this box. If it's not, leave it blank. Next, go down to the facility information. The company/facility name drop-down box will have all the listing of all the facilities in your associated with your account. Please select the one that you would like to apply this booth permit by rule to. This will all fill in the facility address. If the facility address is the same as the equipment location, check the box that says same as facility address, and it will autofill the equipment location. Otherwise, please fill out the equipment location here. Hit save, and then next. The applicability question are dealing with the 22.8 rules and also the niche shafts, the two niche shafts, 6H and 6X. The first question is dealing with the 567 IAC 22.81 rules. And it deals with the spray material used per day. If you use more than 3 gallons per day, you're not eligible to use the permit by rule for spray booths. And so you'll have to apply for a standard construction permit instead of a paint booth permit by rule. That can be done back on that start of submittal page I showed you previously. However, if you're less than 3 gallons per day, there's 2 categories of what you'll have to comply with. First one is 1 gallon per day or less. You have to record the amount of paint used each day. If you use more than 1 gallon, but never more than 3 gallons per day, the spray booth must be vented with a stack, which is at least 22 feet tall, as measured from the ground, and you must record the amount of paint used each day. The next questions are pertaining to the knee shafts, 6H and 6X. And you'll see at this point, the form will get very interactive. And the nice part about this is it will determine, this form will help you determine if you're applicable to either of these knee shafts or not, based upon how you answer these questions. So the first question is talking about what type of materials you're spraying the paint or coatings on. If it's motor vehicles or mobile equipment, is it plastic or metal parts and products, or wood or other substrates not metal or plastic? Choose all that apply. The next question is dealing with the primary activities of your facility in comparison to the 9 metal fabrication finishing source categories according to 6X, USHAP 6X. And primary activity means primarily engaged in operation, which is classified in one of the 9 source categories listed down here, which is determined by your SIC code. And all the SIC codes are listed here. So if you fall within one of these SIC codes and you're primarily engaged, which is 50% or more of your operation is dealing with this, these sources, you would want to check which ones or all that apply. If you select, say, heating equipment, the next question will be talking about the 6X exemptions, find out if you're actually exempt to 6X or not. However, if you were to select none up here, just to show you the interactivity of this form, the next question instead would be talking about the exemptions from 6H, because then you wouldn't be exempt, you would be exempt already from 6X, and it wouldn't apply to you. So if one of these exemptions applies to you, select it. If none of them do, select no. And you'll get, the next question will be, do the paint or coating sprayed in your spray booths contain cadmium, chromium, lead, manganese, or nickel? And you will know if their paints contain these constitutions because the SDS sheets will have them listed. If the quantities of them are equal to or greater than 0.1% by mass for cadmium, chromium, lead, and nickel, or if the concentration is equal to or greater than 1% by mass of manganese, you must answer yes to this question. However, if they are on the SDS sheets but they are below these levels, you can select no. You can select yes. You will see that your spray booths are subject to 6H, and you'll see a full text, a link to the full text of NESHAP 6H here, and also the a guidance document down here for 6X. There's a link down here for 6X. Will walk you through all the applicability requirements of 6X that you would, or 6H that you would have to comply with. If you select no, then your spray booth is not subject to either 6H or 6X. So for this question, we'll select yes, just to show you what's to come next. So it's select save, and I forgot to save, select a spray use per day. I'm going to select top one, and if you forget to select something, it'll show up in red. So don't know what to next. After October 23rd, 2013. If you spray lead containing spray materials and you installed it after October 23rd, you spray with after October 23rd, 2013, then you'll select yes to this question. You will, at this point, be notified of how much spray material that you could have in the paint that has lead in it. You'll also be notified of, this also tells you that you have to keep your SDS sheets, and that is going to be your compliance demonstration for the lead containment limit. So we can save. Next. This next page is dealing with the spray booth descriptions. This page is very important because to fill out the information for all the spray booths at your facilities, because a paint booth permit by rule is for the entire facility and not just for one spray booth. So to fill out this table for all the spray booths, just select add new record. You'll have to place the spray booth ID, which is this is a unique identifier for that spray booth. So we're going to say paint 1, the spray booth location. So you can say northwest corner. And then the spray gun type, there were 4 spray gun types that we have identified in this dropdown, which is airless, conventional, electrostatic, and HVLP. Select the one that applies to that spray booth. Over here, the check mark means save. The X here means delete. So we want to save this record. And then because we have 2 paint booths on site, I want to add a new record for that and say paint 2. And let's say this one is in the southeast corner. And I'm going to say this one is electrostatic. I want to hit save. Now at this point, you have saved it to the table, but it has not been saved to the actual form. So you want to hit save again, and that will save the table to the actual form with the information filled out. You want to hit select next.
Next, you will fill out the spray booth certification page. The language on this page and what you are going to certify to will depend upon what you filled out under the applicability requirements. And those requirements that are applicable to you will show up on this page that you'll have to certify. The first one will be, for this scenario, you'll check the box to certify it, and it states, all spray booths at the facility are in compliance with all applicable requirements of Rule 567 IAC 22.81. And then you will certify that none of the coatings used in the motor vehicle or mobile equipment spray booth contain cadmium, chromium, lead, manganese, or nickel. Next, you will come down and you will state the intended types of coatings that you are going to use in your spray booths. It could be polyurethane coatings, as given an example here, water-based coatings, whatever type of coating that you're going to use in your spray booths, please state it here. Next, you will see this notification form, initial notification compliance status, and petition for exemption. This form is found at the link over here, this link, and you can click on it and it will download the form and you will fill it out. If you are qualified for an exemption under NESHAP 6X or 6H, or if you're going to certify that you're not going to use cadmium, chromium, lead, manganese, or nickel in your coatings, you will have to fill out this form. Let's save, and next. The next part is the attachments. This is where you can attach a safety data sheet. This is optional. This will tell us what kind of coatings that you're using or materials. You can upload them from online, and you can upload more than one file here. or you can mail them in. The other thing you can attach here is an exemption form, which is the exemption form that you would have filled out if you qualify for the exemption under NESHAP 6H or 6X, or if you're going to take, if you're going to certify that you're not going to use cadmium, chromium, lead, manganese, or nickel in your coatings. So you'll want to either upload this online or mail it in. Hit save and next.
And then the validation is next. And as you can see, we've passed all the validation. If I did not, one of these would have that X mark, and you'd have to select, you can select the form that it needs to be validated and go back and complete the validation. It will also state up here what needs to be validated, what's wrong with the form, what wasn't filled out. And outstanding balance. So you will owe $100 for the paint booth permit by rule. We have 4 different payment methods: credit card, check, money order, and e-check. If you select check, you'll be given, it'll be paid to the Iowa Department of Natural Resources. The address to the Wallace building is here. And in the comment section, you'll have to either print a copy of the submittal receipt and mail it in with the payment, or write the submittal ID number on the check or money order. Your submittal ID number is actually located up here. In this case, it was B49964. And I'm going to show you what a credit card looks like then. And the submittal receipt, by the way, that it's referring to, that you will receive at the very end of this application after you submit it to the department. Next. Certification of submission. Check that you're certifying that everything's true, accurate, and complete on this application. Then fill out your security question and PIN that you signed up with when you first opened your account with Easier. And then you'll hit submit. At this point, you'll be taken to the electronic payment solutions page. It'll show you that the amount you owe is $100, and you're going to make a payment of $100. You'll fill in your name, and this is actually the web browser I'm using has saved my information from last time I filled out this form. That is not actually Easy Air that's saving that. You can use that, or you can fill it out yourself. For my contact information. The next will be the payment method, and you'll enter your credit card information here. And then you will enter the expiration date. The card security code is that 3-digit code on the back of your card. And you can either use my contact information address for the billing address, the card billing address, or you can use a different address if need be, if you have that card associated with a different address. You'll hit continue. And this is the payment review page where you want to make sure that all your information that you entered previously was correct. If it's not, you can hit back button down here, and that will take you back to the previous page, and you can fill out whatever was not correct. Otherwise, hit confirm. And this is your confirmation. You can print this out for your records that you paid it. You should hit continue. Then you will receive 2 emails. One email will be from the State of Iowa payment system stating that you paid your $100 fee for the application. The other one is going to be from the Easy Air, Iowa Easy Air, stating that you have successfully submitted your application. And this is your confirmation submittal, aka the submittal receipt. It shows that you paid it. If it will show down here that you owe amount due. If you want to pay by check or money order, and you can print it here by clicking on the print here button, and then you can go up, print it here, And then we'll go to submitted listing so we can see that it was submitted, and here it is, 49964, and this is under track submissions in your account. It's where you can kind of view your submission. Thank you.